In 3 seasons of Star Trek Discovery, Michelle Yeoh's Emperor Philippa Georgiou lived in multiple different time periods and parallel universes. Introduced in Discovery Season 1 after the death of her Prime Universe counterpart, Emperor Georgiou was brought from the Mirror Universe to the Prime Universe against her will. Although she had been a ruthless emperor in the Mirror Universe, Georgiou quickly adapted to her new circumstances, making herself useful to Starfleet. Alongside Jason Isaacs as Captain Gabriel Lorca, Michelle Yeoh's performance was one of the best things about Discovery's early seasons. Although Michelle Yeoh departed Star Trek Discovery during the show's 3rd season, she returned to the franchise in the made-for-streaming film, Star Trek, Section 31. Set during Star Trek's lost era of the early 24th century, Section 31 finds Georgiou posing as a nightclub owner after being sent back in time by the Guardian of Forever, Paul Guilfoyle. When a Section 31 team shows up at Georgiou's club, the Emperor gets pulled into an adventure with connections to her time as Terran Emperor. Star Trek Section 31 forces Georgiou to grapple with her dark past, revealing more about her life in the brutal Mirror Universe. Philippa Georgiou's life in the Mirror Universe before Star Trek Discovery, 2202 to 2257. Georgiou grew up in the brutal Mirror Universe and became Emperor at a young age. Philippa Georgiou was born in the Mirror Universe's Terran Empire in 2202, but Star Trek Discovery revealed little about her life before she became Emperor. Through a series of flashbacks, Star Trek Section 31 provided more insight into Georgiou's history. As a teenager, Philippa Georgiou Maiku Martineau trained with the Terran Empire's Imperial fleet and fought against 18 other children in a brutal contest to find the next Emperor. Georgiou returned home to her loving family, only to reveal that she had one more task to complete. To become Emperor, Georgiou poisoned her parents and younger brother. Severing all ties to her past life during the competition, Georgiou sparked a romance with a boy named San, James Huang, and they became the final 2 competitors. Unable to kill his family, San lost the competition and became a servant to Emperor Georgiou. San, James Hiroyuki Liao, served Georgiou throughout her reign, but later poisoned himself, horrified by the tyrant Georgiou had become. At some point in her reign, Georgiou commissioned a weapon known as the Godsend with the ability to wipe out an entire quadrant. She later had a change of heart and ordered the weapon destroyed, but it was secretly placed in storage at a weapons facility overseen by Dadanu Zhoping. Georgiou became a ruthless tyrant who subjugated numerous civilizations and was responsible for countless deaths. She rendered the Klingon homeworld of Konos uninhabitable and conquered the Vulcans, Andorians, and Betazords. Georgiou's identity was kept hidden, and the rebels who fought against her reign knew little about her. The Mirror Universe version of Sylvia Tilly, Mary Wiseman, also known as Captain Killy, aided Georgiou in her conquests, and Captain Gabriel Lorca became one of her closest advisors. Emperor Georgiou adopted the Mirror Universe's version Michael Burnham, Sonequa Martin Green, as her daughter, but Burnham collaborated with Lorca to attempt a coup. This coup ultimately ended with Burnham dead and Lorca on the run. At some point, Lorca found his way to the Prime Universe and manipulated his way back to the Mirror Universe as the captain of the USS Discovery. In the Mirror Universe, Prime Universe, Burnham posed as her mirror counterpart to get close to Georgiou. Burnham helped Georgiou thwart Lorca's second coup attempt. Georgiou killed Lorca, and Burnham brought the Terran Emperor with her back to Discovery. Emperor Georgiou traveled to the Prime Universe in Star Trek Discovery Season 1, 2257 to 2258. Michael Burnham brought Georgiou to Star Trek's Prime Universe. When Discovery made it back to the Prime Universe, 9 months had passed, and the Federation war with the Klingons was going poorly. Starfleet was unsure what to do with Georgiou, who wanted to return to her own universe despite the revolution brewing against her. Since Georgiou had conquered Konos in the Mirror Universe, Michael Burnham sought her advice on how to deal with the Klingons in the Prime Universe. Georgiou offered to ensure the Federation's victory over the Klingons, but only if she was granted freedom. She briefly posed as her Prime Universe counterpart to get to Konos. Emperor Georgiou then planted a bomb within a volcano on the planet, but Burnham prevented her from destroying the Klingon homeworld. Instead, Burnham gave the detonator to the Klingon Elrel, Mary Chifo, who used it to force the other Klingons to accept her leadership and end the war. Sometime after the events of Star Trek Discovery Season 1, Georgiou began working with Section 31 to help Elrel maintain her leadership of the Klingon Empire. Georgiou also aided Discovery in their fight against the evil AI known as Control, and she accompanied the ship on its journey to the far future. Emperor Georgiou traveled to the far future in Star Trek Discovery Season 2, 3188 to 3189. Georgiou traveled with Discovery to the 32nd century. At the end of Star Trek Discovery Season 2, Georgiou remained aboard the USS Discovery as the ship traveled over 900 years into the future. Although Georgiou still maintained her Terran attitude and fighting skills, her time in the Prime Universe had begun to soften her. Burnham and the other officers around Georgiou prevented her from going back to her old murderous ways, and even came to respect her. Michael came to view Georgiou as a mother figure, and Georgiou looked out for Michael as a mother would. After arriving in the far future, Georgiou learned that the Terran Empire had fallen long ago and that travel between the Prime Universe and the Mirror Universe was no longer possible. Georgiou soon began experiencing strange flashbacks to her life in the Mirror Universe, which became more and more debilitating. Georgiou soon learned that her displacement in both time and universe had caused her health to deteriorate. Burnham and Georgiou then traveled to Danis V in search of a possible cure, where they discovered the Guardian of Forever.